Nice. It's just so amazing how powerful the subconscious is. Really, our visualizations, what we visualize, is a very powerful element in directing the cells, the subconscious mind, to be active. I once had a friend did a thing called treasure mapping. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
And this is the first time I heard about it. This was the first time I heard about it. But she said, I did a treasure map for myself. We were looking for a new house, new place to live. I said, well, what did you do? She said, well, you should get this big board. You start putting pictures on it, what you want, and you get as detailed as you can. And she said, she made this, and when she called me up, she said, we found the perfect house. She said, I had it all laid out here, and it has the garage, it has the view, it has the deck, it has everything I had on that treasure map that I had visualized there. She said, it's magic. It's amazing.
Well, it's actually very explainable when you think about that you just have trained your subconscious to filter out of all the houses that are available to find that house. She didn't create that house, that was already there, but she trained her subconscious to find it by specifically telling the subconscious, that's what I want. I mean, we know this all the time. When we decide for this car that we want to buy, all of a sudden we see the car driving everywhere. Or I was once madly infatuated with a beautiful woman, and even though she lived in Germany and I was in the US, I saw her all over the place, although she wasn't really there, but I just saw what I wanted to see. So our subconscious listens. That's exactly what I meant about the ally, the faithful servant, which the subconscious really is. But it needs us, it needs that input, and it needs for us to really take control. Now, you said visualization. It's exactly one way to talk to the subconscious. There is a language, the subconscious language, that we can use. And the subconscious language has nothing to do with words. Unless you take a word and have a meaning with it, the subconscious doesn't really care about it. This is often why affirmations don't work. So you can have an affirmation and you can repeat it over and over again, but if you don't use the language of the subconscious, and the language being an image where you see something that you relate with that word, a feeling, and ideally a sensation, then your subconscious can decipher the word and can really use it and get programmed with it. But if you are saying something that you want to believe as an affirmation, and you don't believe it, you cannot see yourself in that affirmation, and you don't have any kind of feelings around it, it just is hollow and meaningless.
So feeling really is the key. I mean, really,
feeling and image.
Really imaging and having emoting.
Yes.
With it, and that it's like that puts the car in gear. The subconscious, it puts the subconscious in gear to start going in the direction I want it to go in.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the fun thing about really learning to work with the subconscious, because we all have those tools in hand. We just don't necessarily know how to use them. And so one of the tools that I love is also decluttering from the inside, which means taking care of the mind racing, taking care of what makes ourself sometimes so unhappy or anxious or angry without really knowing why. When you really pay attention to your self-talk, you can find out a lot about A, how cluttered is my mind, and B, what does my subconscious actually right now see or believe about a certain situation. Most of our negative self-talk, or most of our self-talk period, is not a conscious choice we're making. It's more like a bubbling up from somewhere, which is the subconscious. And then paying attention to that and really noticing it can really be a very, very powerful tool. And I made some slides for this as a tool for your listeners, for your viewers to really have and practice. Because let's face it, how many of you have really mind racing? How many of you are feeling like, well, it's my restless mind that causes me more stress than really is coming from the outside?